More and more products and services we use every day are now available on-demand apps, from fast food delivery to personal transport services. As a result, almost 200 service providers exist in the market today, many of them still struggling to turn a profit in such a hyper-competitive market. The players are now rushing to Africa, where the on-demand economy is less developed but rapidly growing. Uche Okoronkwo now takes a look into how some of these firms are faring.
Barely a month into this year, Spanish on-demand delivery service Glovo has announced it plans to exit 4 markets globally. Part of its goal, it says, to push for profitability by 2021. Industry experts insist that players in the on-demand services space have yet to figure out how to make their model more profitable. Glovo says it's now turning its focus to markets where it can establish itself amongst the top 2 delivery players, markets such as Kenya.
One of the things about Kenya that's really conducive for our entry is the sort of ease with technology of customers, of our partners, and even of the riders who are using the platform. In other countries we enter, that there has to be a huge education about this, but actually Kenyans, I think, are very tech savvy.
Now, there's been a lot of debate about the profitability of on-demand services apps. What has been Glovo's experience?
When we enter the market, of course, there's a period of investment, investment in marketing, investment in establishing your operations. You don't have the economies of scale to be able to run the business profitably. We were tapping into operations hubs abroad that were more expensive than we knew that we could do them. So I think in the beginning, as is natural for any company entering a new market, we weren't really focused on profitability. That is definitely changing, and that was always the plan as we increase our time in the market to increase our profitability. So we are going to see that change. I don't think that means increasing prices for customers or damaging in any ways the relationships with our partners. There are some really, really clever ways and detailed orientated ways that we can improve our profitability.
Africa-focused Jumia is a cautionary tale in terms of the challenges of turning a profit. It was Africa's first tech firm to list on the New York market last year, with a value of over $1 billion. Its unicorn status came to an end when analysts cast some doubt on its sales figures. After a bruising 2019, in which it shut down its services in 3 countries, the company now says it will be relying on its already established online ecosystem to lead it back to the black.
We have done a lot of investments to build this logistics platform, to build this marketplace, and to build this payment platform. Now we are going to be extremely disciplined and very focused on our path to profitability, and that's where we are going. It's not a fintech company, it's not a marketplace, it's an e-commerce ecosystem where we have a very strong marketplace, a very strong logistics platform, and a very strong payment platform that complement each other to make Jumia what it is.
But what exactly does profitability in the on-demand delivery space look like? Uber is shifting towards a super app model where it plans to turn separate lines of business, such as rides and eats, into a single one-stop shop app, such as Glovo's. Uber's biggest rival, Estonia's Bolt, is building a ride-hailing, scooter and food delivery business across Europe and Africa. The billion-dollar startup, which just secured about $55 million from the European Investment Bank, says it plans to stay afloat by integrating more features into its offerings in markets such as Kenya.
We ensure that we continue to hammer on a number of things. We continue to provide a number of core services or a number of offerings around our services, which would include the safety, the convenience, the quality of any individual that decides to take a boat ride. And then, of course, on the other side, for the drivers, we ensure that we also provide for them the highest comparable earnings in the market.
Well, analysts also say that going forward, we could see delivery players changing their regional footprint via market exits and consolidation as they search for better finance platforms. The sector has also attracted huge amounts of investments in the past few years. But even though they expect growth well into the future, the hype around the sector and investment is certainly beginning to settle. Uche Okoronkwo, CGTN.